Hey y'all, and welcome to the Get My Life Tour. It is me, your host, Lydia C. Blanco, and I have not said that in quite frankly 2 years. 2 years. You've probably been wondering, where has Lydia been? I've been on a tour of my own, but more than that, I've been quiet. I have been in deep thought. I've been so many places. Normal places like therapy, in the Word, with family, and being more intentional about this life stage. I can't believe that it has been 2 years. And for the last 2 years, I have been grappling with the reality of coming back and taking center stage, but knowing that this space, the Get My Life Tour, has been a complete blessing. I remember July 2019 going live with this show. And to think that that is nearly 6 years ago, mind blowing, right? But it has been such an incredible journey. I remember being in conversation 2 years prior to that about being on this Get My Life tour and it being a tour of one. And some of you all are familiar with that journey and that story, others aren't, so I will keep it brief. I had left my job and I was super early career and excited about life, being a journalist, being in this large corporation after graduating from Columbia's Graduate School of Journalism. And I needed to take a break. My body told me I needed to take a break. The doctors told me I needed to take a break. And so I did. I decided to leave my job and I was telling people that I was on to Get My Life Tour. 2 years later, that turned into me having intimate conversations with people on their couch in different cities, over the phone, through the Spotify app, wherever someone would sit down and talk with me, I had a conversation. And I'm smiling so hard because it was fun. It was intentional. It was scrappy. And at times I was like, wow, am I really doing what I love? And I was like, yes. To think that this started as what became a catchphrase for me, but a very real moment, and led me from my couch in Harlem to different parts of the country, quite frankly, is incredible. And if I'm not mistaken, I recorded an episode in Nigeria and then published it when I got back to the States. It has been a tour. It has been a journey. The Get My Life Tour has been such a blessing to me. And I am so grateful for the people who have trusted me to be in conversation with them about some of the most intimate parts of their life and their journey. What? You trust me? Lydia? Oh my goodness. That is incredible. I am just forever just so happy. And you're probably wondering, well, Lydia, where is this going? It's been 2 years. Where is the Get My Life Tour going next? It is extremely important for me to be ever evolving. And as a woman of faith and a follower of the Most High God, I am like, next is where we're going. It's so important to know when to pivot. And when I say I have been quiet for the last 2 years, I mean it. When I say I've been in therapy and every other setting, I mean it. And some time ago, I could not go to sleep. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? I can't believe my creative pause has been so long. And I haven't stopped doing the work. I haven't stopped having the conversations. I just have not brought those conversations to this platform. And it is because an evolution should always be taking place, right? Even if others don't get to experience. And maybe I should lean more into the word transformation. Evolution is heavy, right? But I do believe I am ever evolving, and so is this platform. I was in conversation with family, friends, close friends, I should say, and loved ones about what is next for me after being in conversation with God first, writing things down, and I realized that the name of this show has to evolve. It has to change. And that scared me. It is something that I am newly excited about because I've landed on a name that I believe speaks to the journey. But I can tell you that I have been scared, okay? And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I'll just lean into With Love Lydia Wednesday, because for the last 6 years, I have been producing content every Wednesday on social media, and nearly for the last year, sporadically on a newsletter platform, and people are familiar with the brand. And then I was like, no. Fun story. I was decluttering ahead of the spring season, and I was going through documents from the last 10 years, okay? 10 years. Some documents from archives that I had stored up from California prior to my move to New York. And then the documents from like early days in New York, which is like 10 years ago I've been here. Oh my gosh. And I remember finding story ideas, content ideas that I had written. And I was like, oh my God, I've been holding on to this for so long. And I immediately began to thank God. And I was like, I released this. You know, it is in my heart. It is in my mind. It is in my experience. I let it go. And then I was flipping through the page and I was like, okay, wait. And I had written down that I wanted to title my podcast With Love Lydia. Then I also saw the Lydia show, and I was like, okay, that is bringing me back to my childhood dreams of, I used to do this thing where like, Lydia, and then I would do, incredible for my dad. He was like big on me, just like, you know what I mean? Being extra inside. Now I'm outside. Not like that though. Hey dad. Okay. So I just was thinking about this process and this evolution that I'd been just journeying. Lydia, stop saying evolution, okay? This journey that I've been on, and God has been in it every step of the way. My notes were evidence of God's faithfulness, of my consistency, my commitment, the things that had been rooted and planted within me. Not only just creatively, not just from a storytelling perspective, but what is a part of my process. And that excited me. And I was like, oh, wow, it really is time for next. And it is time to courageously step in what is to be, what is, right? And so I'm acting like it. I've said a lot. But I hope that you can feel and hear the sense of urgency that overcame me to really get back on the airwaves and have this conversation out loud for myself, but also for you. I feel like there are so many loaded gems in there, and I am grateful for them all. Now, you heard me say a few things. I've been on a creative pause and a hiatus. I have been getting my life. I also have been wrestling with the reality that the Get My Life tour has been such a blessing for me, others who have joined me center stage, and those who have been backstage in front row as listeners. And now it is time to move forward. Typically in conversation, I talk about the next stop on the tour. I share parts of my journey and learnings that I've received, but I don't want to belabor, right? I'll give you an update at some point, but I think that it will be most appropriate on the next phase of this show. And so without further ado, okay, life will be. Life will be. That is one of the things that I've realized over the course of my journey. I've heard people say, oh, it is what it is. But I think it's deeper than that, right? Because life is so big. You are so big. God is so big, even bigger. But life will be. And life will be is the new title of this show, right? We've been getting our lives and showing up and taking center stage. But I've been wrestling with the get part, okay? And the getting, I think, is what trips a lot of us up or keeps us where we are. You know the word complacent, stuck, rehearsing things that we should be letting go. And when we come to the conclusion and we've had enough experience and we trust ourselves, our experiences, environments, community, God, all the more, one of the things that you realize is life will be. It's not that it's easy. It's not that there are no hiccups or moments where you have to gather yourself, right? But for me, getting has this undertone that there is a hustle associated with something that we always have to be in process. And sometimes, well, I don't want to say sometimes, it is important to recognize when you have gotten to a point to be still, be grateful, be learning, be the teacher, be the giver, be the receiver. Life will be. I am thrilled about my life stage. Like where I'm at right now, I have not arrived. I am not at the helm, okay? But recognizing that I am where I'm supposed to be, practicing deep reverence for the sacredcy of the present is something that I value, and it is the thing that is truly allowing me to just be, okay? Some of you may have noticed, wow, her background has changed. It has. And I wrestled with, do I show people this background? These are, family photos, things that I value. And as you can see, newspaper clippings. But I was like, yes, I've moved. I ain't gonna tell you where, but I'm still in New York City. And life will be. It is my hope that I will always be curious, learning, grateful, honest, and mindful of the season that I am in life. In this new season of this podcast, this show, this journey. I'm hyped. because coming to this awareness is like coming home to myself. And I know I've said similar things before, but it feels different. Life will be. And I'm excited for those who decide to just be with me. Hello, somebody. And be your own person and be excited about where life is taking you. I'm hyped. I really am. I know I'm like taking deep breaths, and now I feel like my speech is slowing down because I'm like in a relaxed state, which I really am. And so here's what I will tell you. While the name of the podcast is changing, the invitation to be a part of this community still stands. I'm hard to get rid of. I'm actually working on that. Sometimes you just gotta let go, but I want you to be here with me, okay? And the podcast episodes from the Get My Life Tour are not going to disappear in thin air. There is so much value in those conversations, and I've gained so much from taking center stage with guests and being able to look over an archive, right, and listen. For me, is like flipping through a photo book and being able to see the growth and the milestones and just, you know, the nostalgia, the memory, and knowing what has taken place so that you can continue to be fueled by those things, learn and be healed and move forward and create new memories. I will continue to publish content on Mondays and deliver episodes top of the week, top of mind for us all. I will have my solo episodes and bring on guests, of course, and really be in transformative conversation with others. The content will change a little bit, right? But the depth of conversation will not. While people won't be dropping the mic, they definitely will be dropping knowledge in those gems. And so I want to invite you to be, and I want to thank you as well for still tuning in and replaying episodes. Yes, I pay attention to the metrics. And for those of you who have reached out to me and have asked, hey, Lydia, what's going on with the Give My Life Tour? Are you still podcasting? How are you doing? Community means so much to me. And what good is it to go at life alone? So thank you. Thank you for 2019 to now, and for trusting me with your time and being open to receive from me and so many people. I have had great conversations with great people, and I am not going to list one person or name one person because I don't want to forget anyone. And they'd be like, wait, what? I am character, not celebrity driven, but I thank God for each and every person who has said yes to me, to engaging with my purpose this way, and for sharing parts of their journey that they otherwise may not have shared. 6 years, 114 episodes later, it is time to pivot. I don't want to miss my moment, and I definitely don't want to be off my mark. Join me Mondays for Life Will Be. Thank you.